What is going on, YouTube, and welcome to another episode of PCP Savage M3 modifications, improvements. This is very important one. We're gonna fix that first couple of shots that are slow on M3. 24 hours later, you pick it up, you want to go shoot that first shot, and it's always slow. And not the first one, like first 6 or 8. For me, it was between 6 and 8 shots. It's pretty slow. And then it's slowly picking up, and by 9th or 10th shot it's back up to speed. Well, if you're watching this video, you know what I'm talking about. There is a fix for that, and this guy that created this special o-ring, well, you can replace the plenum front block, aluminum block. I'm gonna put the link, right, actually picture off of his website where you can purchase it right here on the screen, and also link to his video, to his website in description below under the video. I'm not affiliated with him. It's a simple fix that saves you a bunch of frustration. So he came up with a fix. You can either replace the whole block, or you can buy the o-rings. You can buy the set of rings. Gonna put this screenshot right here on the screen. This is what you need to buy. That's what I bought, and I'm using my plenum's block. It's not hard to do. Like I always say, if you have two hands, left and the right, not two left hands. If you have two left hands, go to professionals. Left and right, you have tools, you have basic understanding of how to work on the PCP. You should be able to do it. It's easy to get to it. I'm gonna explain you really quick, give you a baseline of what it shoots, set it, leave it on a bench for 24 hours. We're gonna pick it up, and I'm gonna record the first 10 shots, and or 15 maybe. Quick and easy, show you how to do this. Not complicated. Anyway, well, I already took some of the gun apart because I was working on it previously on something else. So you take your bottle off. It degasses the front regulator. Make sure you loosen up your rear pressure gauge, and it bleeds the air from your plenum. You take your barrel off. You take your top rail scope rail, top rail off. Make sure you don't keep those screws inside, because some of them are shorter, some of them are longer. So keep that top rail that's on top, get that out. Sure you don't twist this too much, leave it just as is, because it's adjusted length of it, because how it's screwed in. So just keep it kind of in the same shape, not moving it around. You get your front block. If you're an M3 user, make sure you upgrade your front block to the one that tightens up, not the factory one that's just sitting on O-rings. Game changer right here on the point of impact shift right here. You don't need a tensioner kit, just replace this block, super easy. Game changer right there. All right, so you got all of that out. Really quick hack right here. If you before we get into the taking it apart, the rod and putting the o-rings in, see the set screw right here? This is how I hold my valve adjuster set, because too many times I'll set the rifle up, I go up in the woods walking around and accidentally bump it with my hand by holding it, bump this adjusting, and it's like all of a sudden that's not shooting right. So get yourself, I don't remember what thread this is, but get yourself a little screw, just set it in. Don't over tighten it, because you're going against that thin little rod. Just tighten it so it's not moving. I just remove this, get this completely out, and then we're gonna unscrew this all the way out. Get this aside, get your spring out. It's 11 mil right here. Loosen this. All right, really easy. You just pull this out. You kind of want to free up from where it was inside the block. You need to pull this out, and we need to undo this little piece right here. And then we'll loosen up this bolt. And guys, if you an M3 user, and if you, or M2 or whatever, if you don't have one of these magnetic the lever holders, get one, $30. Piece of leather or something you don't want to grab with the pliers, your rod, because you're gonna scratch it. And you hold it really good, And with the Allen key, you keep turning this backwards, and there's holes on one on each end. All right, and just like that, it comes out. Now we need to get this right here, this bolt. Guys, get one of these, okay? Get one of these. I'm telling you. There you go, collect it all. Okay, now taking that apart, here you are, okay? That's where you want to be. Now we're gonna get this piece out by just notice how deep this was screwed in. Hold on, let me put you in just so you see how nice and flash that block with the edge of the plenum. So when you put it back, when you screw it back in, because you can go farther, you want to kind of, you know, that. So get your rod all the way out so it's not inserted into the block, because when you're gonna unscrew, it's gonna shift the center of it. It can bend that rod. There you go. Just keep unscrewing. Use a paper towel. Okay, so we're out. What I would recommend, what I did before previously, is polishing off this rod, because it's, if you, I'm looking at it, mine's like a glass. Okay, if you're looking at yours, it's probably look like a piece of raw rod that they just, you know, machined and it was it. I used 1,000 grit sandpaper, 2,000 grit sandpaper, 3,000 grit sandpaper, and I polished off with polishing compound. Doesn't matter which one, and you're good. So this is your rod. We are replacing O-rings. They're inside. These two guys that we're replacing, they're from inside there. So you have to push them out from here. Yeah, you have to push them out. Now we're putting new ones, new O-rings in, using some of the lube. Just enough on the O-rings, just nothing crazy, okay? You just want to lube them up a little bit, O-rings. And I got the pretty thick Allen key 6mm that goes nice and tight into the hole in there, so I can push my O-rings in. So I get the O-ring, throw it in here, and just kind of set it all the way down. And then same thing with the black one, goes all the way inside. Polish your rod, and then we'll start reassembling back again. All right, now we're reversing everything. Make sure you watch to the end, because there's going to be some small tricks to this, and then you don't do it just right, and then you have to take it apart again, okay? You polished your rod, putting it through. It goes in nice and tight, I guess. And you guys, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. I mean, it costs you nothing. You just click of a button for you. Like, subscribe. Making these videos, taking time to make them, you know, takes time and energy and effort. You know, just a recording video, you think it's just like a one shot, you turn the camera on, it's just like you record you saying something, you forgot something, you're redoing it, you're taking it apart again, you finish the video and it's like, oh shoot, I didn't mention this, let's get back at it, you know, and start. Okay, so you remember that depth I told you about? Okay, there you go. It's about, you screw it in so it's nice, and yeah, because if I did one turn out, it sticks out too far out. So all right, so it's about right now. You kind of center it. It has to be vertical, but once you put all this together, it align itself correctly. Let's put some of the grease on them O-rings right here. Okay, lube them up, lube up the rod some more. Just always nice to give them some lube. All right, what's next? Next is hammer, and hammer weight came out. Okay guys, listen, if you're watching this, okay, if you're watching this, another thing for you, watch my other video in there about polishing off your hammer, getting your trigger done right, polishing off the sear, hammer weight, how to make your hammer crisp and sharp and crisp break and the whole thing working continuously right. I cannot stress enough how important it is to get all those polished off. Watch my other video about the trigger, and I did cover the hammer and hammer weight and all of that stuff. I mean, it's gonna make a world of difference for you. Sliding this beast back in. All right, now it's time to get my magical magnetic thing put back on. I'm not gonna tighten it too hard because it needs to, everything needs to level up. The top plate will, don't tighten everything up until you get this plate on, because you might not align it just so between the parts. Yeah, and then your barrel won't go in straight because you're talking 2 different or 3 different points of, you know, see how it's all, yeah, it's not gonna stay straight until you get that plate. Once you get that plate, then everything will fall in place and be nice and straight. So I'm gonna just finger tight it. Now this guy right here, remember, 11 mil, not too tight, it doesn't need to be, it's just kind of holding. There you go. Let's put a little loop on that O-ring. There you go. Okay, now this is kind of most annoying process, this thing right here. Remember how we undid that with the piece of leather and just finger tied it. Finger, I don't see what you see. Finger tighten it back as far as you can. You'll start turning this thing till it's like very tight. Okay, I'm gonna put some lube on it. All right, the quick tips I promised you: when you're putting the top rail on, you have to tighten up this charging handle, hold block, whatever the block you call it. There's a 1 screw that goes under, it's under that rail. You have to tighten it first and then you put rail on top. So what I recommend is getting the screw from the rail, you know, this the longer one, lining it up first. So when you tighten this guy right here, they're aligned correctly. Because if you just tighten this up, you put the rail on top, this screw that I'm tightening right now might not line up for you correctly, and then everything's gonna be kind of off. Okay, get it? Put that in, tighten this up, and then unscrew this, put the rail on top. All right, and one more tip: as you're assembling, as you tighten up the rail, put your barrel in. Okay, put it in so it holds everything true, all the parts, because it's this block, and that needs to align to the barrel. If you don't have a barrel in, you tighten up the rail, putting in the barrel, it just doesn't go right in here. Okay, and talking about the barrel, you want to watch my next video about epoxying the carbon fiber liner and clocking or indexing the barrel, the liner inside the barrel assembly. You want to watch that video. That's a game changer right there. Also for your accuracy, long distance shooting and all of that, so you want to watch that video. Okay, so everything tightened up in here. All I have to do is just to put a scope rail, shroud. I'm gonna readjust this because obviously it's been moved. If you want to put it back in the same position, just use a caliper and measure the space before you take it apart. And the next thing you see is we're gonna test it after 24 hours, how it held up with those new O-rings in the plenum. See the results at the end. Subscribe to the channel. 26 hours later, shoot the rifle as many shots as it takes to see our numbers right here on the chrono. And at the end of this video, I'll share the screenshot from the chrono so you can see all the numbers all together on one screen. All right, it's a little screen, a little dark, but I hope you can see it well. And here we come. First shot. Our baseline is 885 feet per second, so the rifle is tuned for 885. Let's see how many shots it takes to bring to 885 again. Let's go, first shot. 880. Wow. Okay. Second shot. 885. Holy moly. Third shot. 889. Okay. Fourth. 900. Wow. It's climbing up. 894. Okay. 893. 896. This is pretty good. I mean, I didn't have to get 10 shots just like I did before, 8 or 10 shots just to get to my high number, you know. I got to the good range, you know, right out of the bat, you know, after a couple of shots. So I guess the O-rings work. Go to the link in description below to order yourself O-rings, replace them. You saw my tutorial how to do it. Easy installation. This is it. Next video is about indexing or clocking the barrel liner. I'm gonna explain why you need it and how important it is to get that done. So there you go. Please like, share, and subscribe. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Thanks again.